Welcome to another of my living in Israel video tutorials slash demos, whatever you want to call them, on YouTube. So I'm just making a few videos for the benefit of, I guess, just anyone with relatively limited Hebrew trying to find out how to navigate some common websites. And I will be transitioning next into Green Invoice, which is a account and invoicing platform for freelancers that I've been using for a number of years, and which I strongly recommend. The flip side is that it doesn't have any English interface. So if you're moving into freelancing in Israel, I'll be showing that. And the ones I have done so far have been in this video series have been Super Farm, which is the Israeli pharmacy, and Shufersal, the Israeli grocery store. So I'm making this at the time of the coronavirus, as you can see from the demo on Yad2, their homepage. So that's kind of the motivations for these, but this is more general. So I just want to I'm going to make this a 5 or 10 minute video if possible and quickly explain what this is. So Yad2 is like the main secondhand. Yad2 literally means Yad Shniya actually is a secondhand thing, whether that's a car or a table or a refrigerator. And it's a huge website in Israel. A lot of rental properties also go up on Yad2. So it's Yad2, tuishtime.co.il. Their web interface has gotten a lot better over the years, and I'm recording this on the 3rd of April, so this is how it looks right now. I'm going to just basically show how to go flat hunting for renters. So I'm just maybe I'm extrapolating from myself to other people too much, but I think a lot of people maybe who this video might be relevant or interesting for would probably be in the position of having moved to Israel and looking for rental apartments. Now, a lot of stuff is going up on Facebook groups. That's always been the case, but there are certain advantages to searching in the Yad2 that exceed those of Facebook groups. So let me just, before I jump into the rental search facilities, I'll talk about some of the stuff here that you have. Nadlan, the top category on this is again how it looks at the time of recording, but it hasn't changed that much over the years. So Nadlan is property. You have here Dirot Lemechira, which is properties for sale. So if you're in the market to buy a house or an apartment, that's your page. Dirot Laskara is flats or apartments to rent. Shutafim is roommates. So if you're looking for like a room share, in other words, you don't want your own place, that's the button to click. Then they also have Rechev, which is cars. So you're looking for private cars and secondhand cars. Yad Shniya is just general. Rehut is furniture. Cellulari is cell phones. So you have all manner of secondhand items. Drushim is a what's the word in English? Vacancies, a jobs board basically. So they have that as well here. Akola Esek, this is a relatively new section, is stuff for businesses. Chayot is animals, pets. You even have horses here. Let me just check this out quickly, the horse market. Dogs, cats, all manner of animals are actually being sold on Yad2. Bale Miksoa, this is just a directory for installators, a plumber, so you can find professionals in your area to call up for your plumbing and whatever. And that's it. So let's just take a look for today's video on Dirot Lehaskara, which is, as I said, rentals. Now, these are the boxes. So you have your basic search option firstly, and the second thing you have is Chipus Mitkadem, which is that's advanced search. Okay. So the first thing is Chapsu Azor, Ir, Shechuna, or Rechov. So you can search by area. That wouldn't be too useful for most people. That would be like a block of the country. Ir is probably what most people will be looking for. Shechuna is neighborhood, and I'm just going to highlight the words as I say them. Shechuna is neighborhood and Rechov is street. So most people, let's say we're looking in Yerushalayim. So when I start typing it, Yud, Reish, Vav, stuff starts coming up. Okay, so as I type in Yerushalayim, that's Jerusalem for those that are not aware, you can see you have neighborhood. You can search in a Azor Yerushalayim and Machoz Yerushalayim. Now these are actually these are defined things in Israel, Azorim and Machuzim. as well as the city. So there would be reasons, but you can click here when you type in Yerushalayim. So we can go for the city, we can go for the area, or we can go for the Mahoz. So I'm just going to click on the city. That'll go according to the municipal boundaries, and for most people that would probably be enough. But we could also look in a certain neighborhood, right? So we have Gilo, Givat Mordechai, Katamonim. We even have Siloan over here. I'm just going to do the whole city, right? Now, next drop down is Sug Neches. That is what type of property, and you can click on Od Sugim to increase the options. So just in terms of, if you don't know word in Hebrew, I recommend installing onto your computer the Google Translate add-on, and you can just watch this. You can drag over some Hebrew text, click on this fella, and Du Mishpachti townhouse, right? So you can get a quick translation there. But I'll just talk through some of them. Dira is obviously a dira, which means an apartment. So I'm going to take that. Sometimes you're actually better off not taking any of these options and just getting everything, because you might want a few, you might miss some. So it's kind of sometimes safer. Makhzan is this is another one people would check for a bit, which is a storage unit, and sublet is here. Okay, this is sublet. And this is studio. Khaniya is a parking space. Yes, people sell parking spaces here. Yechidat Diur is a single apartment unit. Triplex is a triplex. Martaf is a basement if you feel like living in a basement for some reason. So I'm going to take Dira, I'm going to take Yechidat Diur, and just that, okay? Chadarim is the number of rooms, and this is from, and this is add to. So you have two sides to this drop down, so you can go for, let's say we're looking for a 1 to 2 bedroom apartment, 1 to 2 over there, and this is Mechir. This is we are in rentals. Okay, this is the Mechir b'shekalim chadashim. Hebrew is full of these things that are called kitzurim, and sometimes I think that I was thinking the beit was in the kitzur. This is just shekalim chadashim. So this is price in shekels. From mechir is from the price. Ad mechir is to price. So let's say we're looking for a place from 6,000 to 10,000 shekels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10,000. Okay, that's our budget. So we're looking for 1 to 2. Let's just recap here. In Jerusalem, we're looking for apartments. We are looking for 1 to 2 rooms between 6 and 10,000 shekels. Now, just to the left here, we have a button that says on it Chipus Mitkadem. That means advanced search. Mitkadem means advanced. This gives you more options, and I do think this is actually important. Now, bear in mind what I said previously, that sometimes people putting up Yad2 listings are sloppy, and even though something has a Mizug air conditioning, which if you are from a temperate climate like me, you will not survive in Israeli summer without air conditioning. But sometimes people are lazy, and they publish. They do have air conditioning, but they just don't bother to tick the box. So the danger by ticking these boxes is you'll miss out on perfectly good listings that meet your criteria. Nevertheless, I'll just describe what these do. So what some of these are, some of those that would be relevant. Okay, starting on right to left as Hebrew goes. Me'afine, that's properties. Just a little bit of vocab I picked up here. Delakot Pandur is like these like kind of iron doors. Mamad, this is a Makom Mugan Dirati. This is a safe room. Now I'm not sure why that's actually a filter, because I think every apartment Dirati. You have also Mamak, which is a Makom Mugan Komati, which is one for the whole floor. But by law, I think everyone after a certain year has to have a mamad, every apartment in Israel. But anyway, it's a filter, so I'm not going to bother taking that. Merohetet is one people would be interested in. That means furnished. So if you're looking for a furnished place, you might want to take this. These are bars for the for the windows. What else could be useful for people here? Machsan, sometimes rentals come with a machsan, a storage unit. Mizug, air conditioning, as I said, essential. Merpaset is a porch. Meshupetset is a place that's been through a shiputz, which means a renovation. So this means renovated. So just to recap on the main ones, you might want to take on the advanced filter search. You might want to go for furnished, that's Meruhetet. You might want to go for Mizug, that's short for Mizug Avir. Merpeset is a balcony slash a veranda, and certainly I lived in a place without a. But actually, I still do. We have a rooftop we can use, but we actually don't. It's quite a nice apartment, but I think it really affects your quality of life. Something you don't think about. I met you pet set. Kuma is floor, so you can go for like a place on floor 1 to 2. Now, if memory serves me correctly, in Israel, floor 1 is the ground floor, and in the US, they call that floor 0. Sorry, 0 is ground. So this is like basically the purpose of this filter is if you don't want it to be above a certain floor. So this is up to and including. So let's say floor 3 and Godel Dira in. This is the size of the apartment in square meters. So if you want to avoid living in a shoebox, for example, we might be looking for apartments 60 square meters and up, in which case we would tick the minimum filter and it'll just leave this guy blank. Tarikh Knisa, this is actually quite important. This is the entry date. So again, people tend to not take stuff down on Yad2, and you might want to specify. This will mean going forward. So 3rd of April now, today, so let's say the entry, we're ready to move in a few days. Now, actually at the moment, we might find very little because of coronavirus. And this is Knisa Miyadit is immediate entry, okay? So I'm just going to leave this blank because I think the market's kind of a bit vanished at the moment. Thankfully, I'm not actually looking. Chipus Chovshi is free text, so if you want to search for a keyword that might appear, you can put that in there and click on Chipus, and the moment of truth comes. Wow, we only found 2 places in the whole of Jerusalem that met our. So this probably is not realistic. It could be actually because of the fact that there is a government lockdown, and I don't think you can actually legally move apartment now. Actually, there's only 1, so I'm just going to loosen up a bit on these criteria. I'm going to take off the room criteria. I'm just going to take off the budget criteria, and I'm going to specifically also take off all the Chipus Mitkadem. So that was just for demo purposes, and let's just see. Probably we'll find more stuff now. Yes, we have indeed found more stuff. We actually found 703 advertisements, and that's too much. But let me just explain how the listings work here. So you have ones from realtors, and you have ones which are estate agents, and for a separate video about the kind of scam in which legally estate agents are not allowed to charge tenants for their estate agent fee, which is 1 month's rent plus 17% VAT. It's a complete scandal that was actually outlawed over a year ago, and yes, what estate agents do is simply say, okay, if you don't want to pay the fee, we're not going to show you the apartment, so pay the fee. So it's mafioso stuff. But that's unfortunately the reality that we have to deal with. But yeah, Yad2 have helpfully, you see this word here, tivuch, which is on top of the preview image. So that will basically tell you that it's from an estate agent. Now, you will get people that are not estate agents that are actually listing stuff. But that is it. So you can see the ones in red are from an estate agent. So you can see just the name of the lister here is Tivuch Harel. It's in highlight basically, right? So you can see the name of the estate agent, Tivuch. Look out for Tivuch. But these ones would be private, the ones that are just in the white, okay? Now, you can click on this little attractive heart icon in order to put that to a shortlist, okay? Hivanti means okay, basically, and there are 2 main ways to search through this, right? So you have sort according to date listed, and that's probably the best way for most people. That's the latest ones come first. Mechir me'azol yakar, this is my pathetic trillion R attempt in Hebrew. Mechir me'ayakar lazol, so that's ordering from cheap to expensive, or from expensive to cheap. Hatzag mohoda'a, you can choose only to see ones with a photograph. So if you tick im tmuna and that'll turn to orange, and imachir is ones that have a price. So this'll, if you click on these buttons, you will filter out listings with no price, which is always kind of shady. You need to call them anyway. and this will filter out the ones with no photographs. So basically, click into one of them here. Let's go for this one here. You can see the address, Hovavet Zion, 27, Dira, Talbia. This is a neighborhood in Jerusalem, Talbia, Komemiot, Jerusalem. 3 rooms, it's on floor 1. It's 75 square meters, and it is 88,500 shekels, and there are 4 photos. So you can click on this, and basically this is how you look at the photos. You click on the photo thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. There's tiur, aneches is description. Shalosh kivun avir. 3 like winds. My English is getting poor. Wind from 3 directions. Merpeset shemesh. There's a sun balcony. Merpeset shirutz. Two merpesot. 2 balconies on this thing. It's knisa miyadid for immediate entry. The vad bayit, which is the fee you pay to the house committee. That's this one here. That's lechodesh, is for the month. It's 250 shekels a month. It's on floor 3. Now this is also important. The arnona lechodshayim. Chodshayim, you see the 2 yuds here. That means for 2 months. It's the jewel. In Hebrew, there is a grammatical form for just 2. There's singular, dual, and plural in Semitic languages, right? So that means for 2 months. So that's arnona is 500 for 2 months. That means the arnona, which is the municipal tax, is 250 shekels per month, which means arnona is, excuse my bad mathematics, 3,000 shekels a year. So if you're looking at this overseas, that would be $800 per year, in addition to the rent that the renter has to pay. So when you're looking at the cost of rent in an Israeli apartment, you need to factor in 1, the rent, 2, the arnona, 3, the vad bayit. So the vad bayit is 250 shekels a month. So that would add an additional 3,000 shekels per year onto the cost of renting this place. Mayish baneches. What is in the apartment? So they have lovely icons here. So let's just zoom in a bit so we can make this more clear. You can see mizug is ticked, so there is air conditioning as we searched for. Rihut, it's furnished. So sorgim, I'm going to rely on my trusty bars, as you said. That's those. I think they look kind of a bit depressing, to be honest, but some people like them. They're the bars, but they're good for anti-theft, keeping out robbers. Sorgim is the correct vowelization. So also this is a cool site called morfix.co.il for those learning Hebrew. So okay, and mitbach kasher. This is important. This is a kosher kitchen. So basically this person is insisting that the renter maintains kosher. So that would be like a religious landlord who wants a religiously observant tenant, so that the tenant doesn't render their kitchen unkosher. Pirut Rihut. This is details about the furniture that they have. This is actually quite a new thing. Shnei Chadrei Shina, 2 bedrooms. Shnei Chadrei Ambatia Salon Umitbach. Excuse my Hebrew. Mitzuyad. I'm working on my Hebrew. Akol Mukhan Lemugurim. Everything is good. Akol Chadash B'ta'am Tov. Everything is new and it's tastefully done. You'd say in English, I guess, right? Yitzuv Adrichali. This is one that they say all the time. Designed by an architectural design. Now, standards of rentals in Israel are pretty crap, excuse my language, and you will find gross exaggerations. That might just mean something very basic. Akol Mukhan Mugarim. Sorry, that's the end of that. So that's everything you can do. Here you have the Mispar Hoda'ah. This is, if you're really interested, I would actually take this down, because you can use it to search quickly through Yad2 for this particular thing, right? Now, a few more buttons just to quickly bring to your attention. This whole website's built on I think it's like JavaScript, so it doesn't take kindly to zooming. So I'm gonna have to zoom out again. But you can click on this button to open this in an external tab. And now you have a unique URL. If you look at the URL here, it's actually, let me just zoom in by putting that into a notepad. This is the all-important unique URL for the property. Yad2.co.il /item/ a unique 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digit identifier. So, you know, in the all important process of sending prospective apartments to your prospective roommates slash parents, whatever, having that unique ID so you don't lose the ads that you're interested in, it's better than taking this heart icon, in my opinion. So that's a cool feature. You can print it, and this will just copy the link to your clipboard. This will open up a pop-up allowing you to send it by email. This is sharing on Facebook, and this is sharing on WhatsApp. And that is essentially really all there is to show. Now, the last thing I want to do is draw people's attention to Hatzag al Gabe Amapa, and this means show on the map. So if you're new to a city and you don't know where all the neighborhoods are, there's not really much use going through a gigantic list and seeing this is in Talbia, this is in Nacht al-Od, etc. Right? So you can go onto this Hatzag al Gabe Mapa and you'll click into Jerusalem. So you might have a few target neighborhoods. Now, I would consider myself a bit of a veteran of the flat hunting game in Jerusalem, particularly. So I've done. I kind of know. The advantage of this over Facebook is that you can do it visually, right? So like if you go into a Facebook group and there's just tons of random things, here you can say I'm interested in Emek Rafaim, let's say this is this, and each neighborhood will appear, and you can see there's a count. There are 13 properties currently in Emek, and now they have it color coded again, and let me just make sure I have this information right. The ones with an orange boundary to the price are those being sold by a realtor, right? So this is you see Tivuch here in brackets. So this is from a realtor. This is a realtor listing. Hatzagat misparat telefon. So this is the name of the lister, right? Yoni. So this is, again, I'm not assuming that people know Hebrew, but you might even be able to just do visual recognition. So this is Yoni is the name of the person. This is and you click in order to unveil their phone number. So that's their number. So everything works in Israel by phone. So you can drop that into your phone or WhatsApp and call the person, right? And then you have, these are private listings. So same thing, except that it's been owned by private individuals. So I think I've heard from outside my home office that there is food, burgers imminently being delivered. So it seems like a good time to wrap up this video. This is basically how to use Yad2, calling people, whatever. You can also, same process exactly if you're looking to buy. You can even go into the map view for buying as well. The only difference is going to be that the numbers are going to be obviously larger, and the searches are slightly different. Even the same process for looking at cars. It's just if you go to private cars here, it's just different search options. You can search for manual, Yatzran, manufacturer. You know, you have your Opels and your other ones, and Bahar to click. Different searches based on what you go for, but essentially if you are looking for, and let me just show quickly also before I wrap this up, Shutafim, which is the room shares, flat shares. Same thing, the first thing is your area, so let's do Tel Aviv this time to keep it varied. I'm going to go for Ir Tel Aviv Yafo. Here, the price 5,000, and this is just for a room, so let's go for lower figures. I don't know the rates at the moment, but let's say 3,000 to 6,000 shekels. And shutafim is the number of shutafim, of people sharing. So from 2 again, so you might want to live 2 people. Obviously it's you plus 1, so that's the minimum. Let's say you don't want to live with too many flatmates, so 2 to 3 would be you plus 1 or you plus 2. Same stuff in terms of Chipus Mitkadem as just looking for a place to yourself. You can see the URL structure here is roommates, and now you're only seeing listings for these people are all offering a room, not an actual place. So if we take this listing in Tel Aviv, for instance, or Lazarov 25, it's been actually a while since our Lazarov is that street there in Tel Aviv, quite central to the beach, lovely. Click for the person's phone number. Gaia, this is her phone number. Description is down here, and pictures now should show a room, the room. So this is the room that they're renting. Not too bad, but what was the price again? 4,000 shekels just for that room, and the living spaces. So guys, that's pretty much everything there is to know about looking on Yad2 for rental properties. Hope this has been helpful. At the end of every video, I just quickly drop in the link to my website. If I just get rid of the blog here, danielrosehill.co.il. I will not be able to personally help you with your flat hunting adventure, but I'm always happy to just get in touch with people and correspond on any other questions. So if you are currently looking for your next apartment, good luck with the process. And at the moment, during the coronavirus, please stay home and stay safe.